Welcome everybody to the Scott County Cardinals Coaches Show. It's a wrestling edition of the Coaches Show, and it's big time for the wrestling team as they're getting ready for states. They're getting ready for states Friday and Saturday this weekend at Alltech Arena at the Kentucky Horse Park in Lexington. They just came off a very successful region meet where they qualified 5 wrestlers for that state meet, and we're here with Coach Baney, we're here with Nick, and we're here with Sean. They're going to talk about the season that's led up to this point. But first of all, guys, congratulations on your showing last weekend, and what has been the key so far?
A lot of hard work. Coaches say that we're the most in shape team in the state, and I think that's true. I think that's the truth.
Tell us about the work. We're here, of course, in kind of the natural habitat of the wrestling team, where all the work gets done, or a good portion of the work gets done. Just what kind of preparation goes into being on this team?
It's been a lot of drilling. Technically it's been us kind of pushing ourselves to become more and more successful, and basically just getting better and to be in this situation that we're in.
What, from your perspective as a coach, has this been an easy team to work with, an easy team to motivate? They seem like these two guys in particular are pretty motivated guys.
This has been a very unique team. We probably have the fewest wrestlers we've had in the 8 years of our program, but the unity that has been brought forth, the attitudes, we have tons of coachable kids. I mean, you'll probably hear this all the time. They have the intangibles. They want to be here. So, I mean, we probably started the season with 21 and we're ending with 13. So as the work progressed, our numbers dropped, and that can just kind of show that the ones that have been through it know that the hard work will pay off. And these guys are our oldest and more of our seasoned guys, and they've been through the program, finishing up their 3rd year this year. And it kind of shows that they know what's going on, and this is both their first years full-time varsity wrestlers. So they've been kind of waiting in the wings for their shot to come up, and they have really led by example. Not exactly the most vocal team I've ever had, or a lot of vocal leaders, but in the wrestling room and on the mat, it really shows kind of like the lead by example type.
Is that pretty typical of a wrestling team, that as the season goes on and people find out the sacrifices involved, you kind of weed things out a little bit and find out who's serious?
I'd say so. Even in the more successful programs, they'll have a ton of wrestlers. They might have 40 or 50 kids, and then by the end of the season they might lose 10 to 15 for whatever reason. I know that it also helps to have a youth and middle school program, which we have a pretty well-established youth program, and our middle school program is in its 2nd full year of participation and efforts. So whereas like the Woodford County and Oldham counties that are in our region who finished 1 and 2, Oldham County beat Woodford County by 2 points for the region title. They've been around for years. Woodford County's a powerhouse in the state since the 70s. And since then, they've had youth and middle school wrestling. And I would really like to push for that region title next year, because we'll be having 6 returning juniors, just juniors alone, not along with our sophomores, freshmen, and then our upcoming middle schoolers. So next year, I feel that we'll be a team to really make some noise, and it'll be kind of quiet, because I read somewhere that it takes 10 years to become an overnight success, and we're right on that edge of that 10-year mark. So I really look to hopefully turn a lot of heads, not only next year, but definitely this year at state.
Have you two seen the program grow a lot these past couple of years? Do you feel like it's headed in that direction where you guys are on the verge of contending for something pretty special as a group?
Oh yeah, definitely. The thing about Scott County, it's like why the wrestling team isn't as notable as like the football and the basketball teams, because like here at Scott County, there's like a tradition of greatness when it comes to like every other sport. And I mean, we're new, and so we haven't had that many opportunities to really show our greatness. But I think like this year at state, I'm gonna try my hardest to be the first ever state championship for here. And I just think like this year and next year we'll have a lot more success and a lot more notoriety.
Think along those same lines?
Yes, sir.
You You talk about winning state championship. You became the second regional champion from Scott County this past weekend, and the first heavyweight champion. Let's talk a little bit about your season and that particular day, and what led up to that for you.
Yeah, well, overall this season, it's been my first ever like full-time varsity season, and it's been great. I mean, I've had some good wins. I've also had some losses that I've learned a lot off of. And I mean, region, just going to that finals, going against the #1 heavyweight in the state, who was like 47-0 before that, I just knew, I was like, I'm going to go all out, because there's no reason to hold anything back. And got caught in a situation at the end of the first round, led me to getting the win. And so I have that good momentum that I'm going to go with for state.
And how about you? How was your region meet?
Mine, it was a lot of tough matches. I really just need to keep working and keep pushing myself in order to make a big difference in this state.
Is that just your weight class generally one of the tougher weight classes? It seems like those middle type classes always get a lot of high caliber.
They are.
Talk about some of the other guys, Coach, that aren't on the show today, but will be wrestling the states.
We got our 106 pounder, also our first 106 pounder to ever qualify, is Caden Graham. He's had a pretty successful season, lost to some pretty good competition along the way, but he should be able to make some noise in state as long as he stays focused and wrestles his match. We got a young upstart in Dylan Preston. He is our first ever middle schooler to make state as an 8th grader. I believe his record is 17-2 or 18-2. So he wrestled a lot of middle school, which is fine. He was trying to become a middle school state champion and fell a little short of that goal and got 3rd. But he's really, it's kind of neat because he hasn't been with us exactly full time, but he's on the team, he's on the roster. And when he is here, I kind of can see a little difference because in hearing him talk with his teammates, he talks about, hey guys, so-and-so's up, let's go get loud for him, let's go over here, because he's a little bit more experienced, because he's been doing this since he was a youth kid, so he actually has more mat experience than these 2 guys. So, which is kind of neat, and that's kind of what's coming up. We're going to have a lot of experience. Then we got Truman Galusha. He is our 126 pounder. He's pretty vocal. He's probably our most vocal person in the room. He's only a sophomore, so I think last year he missed state by 1 match, and this year he qualified. He lost to two very tough opponents. One was ranked 8th in the state, and the other one is ranked 12th. The guy that's ranked 8th had been ranked 2nd all year, and he just returned from a knee injury that's held him out for most of the season, and he should hopefully be pretty tough. As you're talking about those lighter weight classes, 126 is, I mean, there's no real pushover anywhere, but like you said, those lighter weight classes are going to be tough because you got a lot of athletic, strong kids, a lot of style kids. So it's, like we've been trying to tell them all year, it's go in there and you wrestle your match. You control the tempo. You dictate what goes on. Don't give them anything. Take what they give you. And as long as they buy into that, which it seems like they did at Region, that's why they're going to state.
What was it about this sport that brought you guys got you guys hooked?
Well, for me, it all started like my freshman year. A buddy of mine who doesn't wrestle anymore, but he was like, you should come out because he saw that I played football, and I was like, I want to do this. And he was like, I bet I can whoop you. I was like, I'm gonna go do that, and he whooped me. So I was like,
how much did he weigh?
126 pounds.
Wow.
And so I came out and I just like saw these guys, these seniors, and they're just buff and they look like good, and I was like, I could be one of these guys.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I wanted to do something other than football, and it's the toughness.
You found that it goes hand in hand with football a little bit?
Yeah, it makes football a lot easier in a sense of conditioning. But don't get me wrong, like you need to have a special kind of toughness to play football.
Mm-hmm.
But wrestling just overall, like There's a quote that says, if you wrestle, everything else is easier, and that proves to be true.
How about you? What's been your experience?
It all started with, hey, my dad basically telling me you're gonna go, basically pushing me into this practice. And it was basically, I just fell in love with the sport. It's been 3 really great years, but now this year and next year should be the time where I shine.
I'm going to brag a little bit about Sean because he's too humble to do so. But he came in here about 205, 210 as a freshman.
Wow.
And
You wouldn't know it.
and last year, we got 195 last year.
No, it's 205 last
Still
year.
205 last year. And he has lost weight the healthiest way possible, and he's down to 160. I know there's a lot of negative connotations when people say, oh, you're cutting weight. We don't encourage that, and Sean has really taken it upon himself to change his lifestyle, and it's awesome. Like he's stronger than he was at 210 and 205, and he's in phenomenal shape. The fastest he's ran 2 miles in was 12:37.
That's
So
faster than the entire team.
and that's like that's the warm up. We do that, and then we come and practice to just kind of reiterate how great of shape these young men are in, and they answered the call.
Seems like you must have a tremendous mix of athletes on a wrestling
Oh,
team
yeah.
because of the weight classes and the nature of the beast.
It's interesting. We got some style guys, we got some strength guys, and then we got a little bit of mixture, and then we got a couple of funky guys. So it's if as long as you find moves that you like and moves that work for you, and you master those moves, then you'll create havoc. You'll be doing all right for yourself. And it only takes 3 moves to be a successful wrestler.
Any expectations for states? Anything you just hoping to do your best, as they say, or are you thinking these guys?
I mean, I don't think it's any secret, at least in the team, that we've always had high expectations for all of our kids. Anything less wouldn't be fair to them. So, I mean, heck yeah, I'd love to have 5 state champions. I know that's going to be a difficult task because there's a lot of good competition out there. But as long as they go out there and wrestle 110%, they'll be meeting our expectations. If they leave it all out there every match, take it 1 match at a time, don't get ahead of ourselves, they'll be fine.
What's state meet like? It just seems like it's quite an event. Hundreds of matches going on over a couple of days span.
It's pretty awesome. I know it's a lot different now that it's in Alltech. When it was in the Frankfurt Dungeon Arena, there was a lot of close proximity, a lot of like bad blood between rivalries, and like fans would be sitting right next to each other and cheering. I mean, it's a little bit different because you're more spaced out, and you get more matches in, and it's went from 3 days to 2 days, and they've also added another championship round on Friday night to hopefully shorten Saturday, and that way they can go to the 1-mat finals. So they listen to the wrestling community, they listen to their advisory board to kind of make the experience even more special for our student athletes, because in the end it's all about them, and we're one of the few states that actually have a true weight class champions. There's other states that have split it up to different classes. They also have district, regions, and then state, so they might only have 8-man brackets. So getting to state at that level is an accomplishment all on its own. Here in Kentucky, we take 32, so it's the top 4 in each region. But I think it's a great opportunity since we're a young, I would consider us a young state of wrestling, and we still have new programs popping up every year, and it's just trying to help grow and get kids out so they can really experience, they get a taste of state, and then they're like, guys, you have to try this. This was so awesome. So it's just kind of the excitement. It's a special type of thing.
Well, thanks for joining us, guys. Thank you for joining us, viewers, and we hope you can get out and support the wrestling team this Friday, this Saturday at Alltech Arena. Nice short trip for the fans, and hope you can make it out. Thanks for joining us. Hopefully we'll see you next season with these guys. Take care.